Good morning, everybody. Maths, IGCSE, Term 2, Session 4. Welcome. Before we start we're going to work through exercise 5.7 and 5.8. We'll not work through it, but discuss it. But I just want to remind you about significant figures. When they say significant figures, let me get the better one. 3.650. How many significant figures is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? This was so for significant figures you count the digits. 0,01. How many significant figures? 2. 1, 2. This 0 you don't count. You can write as many zeros here as you like. Won't change the number. Okay? So just remember, if they say answer to 3 significant figures, you've got to count the numbers. If it's decimal places, then it's decimal places after the decimal point. So 7.652. If it's 2 decimal places, you will write it as 7.65. Okay? Or if it's 7.655, you will write it as 7.66. So if it's 5 or more, this one becomes 1 more. If it's less than 5, then you just discard this and the 5 stays the same. Okay. So in some of these exercises they say 3 significant figures. Okay. We move on to percentages and what they call equivalent forms. It's just changing between percentages, fractions and decimals. Okay? If you've got a percent here, if this is percent, this means per, and there's 2 zeros, that's cent per cent, okay, which means per 100, cent is per 100, is 100. Let's suppose you have here 50%, okay. What is the fraction? If we want to write it as a fraction, let's write our fraction on this side. What is 50% as a fraction? Okay, 50% is 50 over 100. And now we've just got to simplify that. How do we simplify? We cross out the zeros and we can divide 5 into there and 5 into there. So the fraction is a half. So what have we actually done? We have divided by 100. We've divided by 100 to express 50% as a fraction. Okay? If we want to express it as a decimal, we're also going to divide by 100. 50 over 100. And how do we divide 50 by 100? We move the decimal point 2 places to the left. So it's 0,5. So don't learn this off by heart, but learn this with 50%. 50% is a half. 50% is 0,5. 0,5 is 50%. A half is 50%. If you know that, you can check all your other fractions and decimals against that. Make sure that you're right. Okay? So you'll know whether to multiply or to divide. Because you've got to go from 0.5 to 50. Then you know you must multiply by 100 to get from 0.5 to 50. To get from 50 to a half, you know you must put 50 over 100 and simplify. Okay, so let us do a couple of examples from the exercise. So, if we want to convert now these percentages into fractions, let's just take the first one, 70%. Convert it into a fraction. Okay, well, we just write it over. Anything converted into a fraction means you write it over the total. It's out of how many? Out of how many is it? 70% is 70 out of 100. 70 out of 100. Then we can start simplifying. We cancel the zeros. What are we doing when we're cancelling zeros? We're actually dividing by 10. We're moving this decimal point to there, and we're moving this decimal point to there. So we actually just, all we do is we just cross out the zeros. It's the same thing. This gives us 7 over 10. And now, how do we divide by 10? We just move the decimal point 1 to the left. So the answer is 0.7. Okay. Let's do another one. 36%. 36%. Write it as a fraction. 36 over 100. Actually the same thing. You're not changing anything. You're just writing it in a different way. Now we want to simplify. Common factors for 36 and 100. Well, I think 2. Probably all there is 2. That's half of 36 is 18 and half of 100 is 50. Or we can go again. 2 again. 9. 25. Yeah. So the highest common factor here was actually 4. Okay. So that's as far as it goes, changing percentages to fractions. If we have a fraction and we want to write it as a percentage, we're going to multiply 100 because 7/25. 7/25 of what? 7/25 of 100. Okay? There's your of. Now you just got to simplify again. Of course, don't forget that this is over 1. You don't have to write it, but if you want to make sure where your 100 is sitting, might be a good thing. 25 goes into 25 once, 25 goes into 100 4. 7 times 4 is 28. Okay. So, and the reason why, just to remind you again, the reason why we don't use our calculators here is because we want to learn to manipulate fractions. If you can manipulate fractions, you won't have any trouble manipulating fractions in algebra. But your calculator is not going to help you in algebra because there's no numbers. Well, I wouldn't say there's no numbers, but there's a lot of variables. Okay, let's do another fraction quickly. 5/12. 5/12. 5/12 as a percentage. 5/12 of what? 5/12 of 100. 4 goes into the 3. 4 goes into the 25. And that is about as good as it gets. So that becomes 125 over 3. And you can divide that into there if you want to. 3 goes into 12 4. 3 goes into 5 once. And you've got 2 left over. And you put a decimal point there. 3 goes into the 6. So there's no problem in doing when you can't get an exact whole number. Can you remember who that guy was that you sold your calculator to? Don't forget him. Because when you do get something, if you have been manipulating fractions as best you can, you will get enough practice. There's no problem with using your calculator now and then when something doesn't want to work out easily. Okay, so we move on now to writing a number as a percentage of another number. Actually, that's no different from what we've just done. If we want to, your marks, let's suppose you get 10 out of 20. Express this as a percentage. We're writing one number as a percentage of another. This number is always the total. It's always out of a total. So a fraction is also something out of a total. There's always a total of 20, or a total of whatever's under here is the total. So again, we just multiply by 100. Quite easily. Cross out your zeros. 2 goes into there, 5. 5 tens, 50. So, this is actually a very easy section, but it's very important in commerce when you're doing finances. Percentage is very important, and when you're working out your marks. Let's do another one. 5.8, number 6. Express 1.3 as a percentage of 5.2. 1.3 as a percentage of 5.2. Well, you can multiply by 100. Okay, and divide 2 into there. But it's safer to move these decimal points first, otherwise you might lose sight of them. So let's rewrite this. We multiply this and this by 10. So this becomes 13 over 52. And that's multiplied by 100. And 13 and 52 has got something to do with each other. It's 4. So 13 goes into the ones, 13 goes into the 4 times, 4 goes into the ones, 4 goes into the 25. Okay, so that's about all for today as regards percentages, and if you have any problems, contact me.